some other like watch outs or mistakes you see people do?
Um, One of the biggest ones I've seen with screening is there I would say more of the design and what they think they need to screen off. You can do too much screening essentially, where you can divide. One of them was a field. They did too wide a screen. Now, essentially what happened was it put them out of place of where they could get their shots off. Um, it was way too wide. th- Basically they wanted them to, I'm trying to put it into terms how they, it was too far shots. They made their screen way too wide, and then they were bow hunting, and essentially it turned into not only like 50-yard shot at the longest, but now the deer are farther out and it turns into a lot longer shot. So for archery, keep them respectful. Usually I say about 5 to 10 feet wide is all you want your, screen widths if you're going to make these rooms or whatnot, or even along the a field edge. Because if you do it too far out, you're going to kind of screw up essentially what the buck wants to take. Bucks are going to take the field edge. They take along the field edge. So if you step that out, maybe, let's say 15 yards off the field edge, then they're going to cut and take that path, and then they can hit their scrapes as they're moving along. Um, there's there's a multitude of different ways of making them too big, or you know, basically you can overdo screening.
Hmm.
Essentially, people said
Yeah.
no, you can't. You can overdo it, so you can put way too much into it, and then you can't see. And sometimes too much screening, too much security, the deer feel like, oh my gosh, I can bed here, and then I'm just gonna go off to my other spots. So
Mhm. Yeah, like,
yeah,
I could see that being a problem too, is it's like, "Oh, this is a great place to bed, I'm gonna stay here." And then now that totally defeated the whole purpose of what you're doing, because
purpose.
now you're gonna spook them out of there because 'cause you're trying to go where you're going,
Yeah,
and they're sleeping there.
and then I should say though, but sometimes some areas don't have bedding and you want to create that bedding, and utilizing screening, you can create that area for just bedding. So not as now to hunt that area too is going to be based upon, what your access and everything from that. So, but if you're doing it for more or less creating travel and all that stuff, you got to think about a little bit farther ahead of what I'm doing with this. So